I used to think I was lazy. That was the label I quietly gave myself every time I looked at my life and felt behind. Every time I opened social media and saw someone my age winning. Every time another year passed, and nothing really changed. I had ambition. I had ideas. I had plans that felt powerful at night but disappeared in the morning. Dreams that refused to stay quiet inside my head. But reality stayed the same. Same income, same worries, same conversations, same promises to myself. Next year will be different. And slowly, without noticing, something dangerous started happening. My expectations began shrinking. Not my dreams, my expectations. I stopped imagining freedom and started hoping only for stability. And one night, lying awake, staring at the ceiling, a thought hit me harder than anything before. If nothing changes, this is my life. Not temporarily, not just a phase, but permanently. That scared me more than failure ever could. Because failure means you tried. Failure means movement. But drifting means you never even entered the fight. At that time, I believed the problem was discipline. I thought I needed stronger motivation, more productivity videos, more morning routines, more pressure on myself. But motivation wasn't the problem. The real problem was invisible. I was playing a game without knowing the rules. I was trapped inside a system designed for stability, not freedom. Nobody had taught me how money actually works. Not in school, not in conversations, not growing up. I didn't understand leverage. I didn't understand assets. I didn't understand why some people worked less but earned more. And everything began changing the moment I started reading, not motivational quotes, but financial psychology. Not hype, not shortcuts, just uncomfortable truth. One idea changed everything. Money isn't about intelligence, it's about behavior. That realization felt both painful and freeing. Because it meant I wasn't stupid, and I wasn't lazy. I was simply stuck in stage 1, and almost everyone starts there. There are 5 financial stages most people move through in life. Some rise through them consciously, most never even realize they exist. Let me walk you through them, the way I experienced them. Stage 1, stagnation. This is where ambition slowly suffocates. Not dramatically, quietly. You get a job, you receive a paycheck, you pay bills, you repeat. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years, and somehow, despite working harder, life doesn't feel lighter. Your income barely moves, but your expenses grow silently. Rent increases, prices rise, responsibilities expand. Inflation becomes an invisible thief stealing progress while you sleep. And the most dangerous part, it feels normal. Everyone around you lives the same way. Society calls this adulthood. Work hard. Stay safe. Don't take risks. But what nobody tells you is this: comfort can become a cage. In this stage, people trade decades of life for predictability. They survive, but rarely feel free. I recognized myself here after learning one simple idea. If you only work for money, you'll always need to work. I wasn't building wealth, I was maintaining survival. So the first thing I changed wasn't income. It was awareness. I started tracking every expense, not judging, just observing. Where was my money actually going? I noticed ego spending. Buying things to feel successful instead of becoming successful. I began saving automatically, even tiny amounts. Not because it made me rich, but because it gave me control again. Stage 1 ends the moment awareness begins. Stage 2, ignition. Ignition is quiet. There are no fireworks, no sudden success. Just small changes that nobody notices except you. You start learning. You start planning. You start saying no to things that used to feel normal. And suddenly, friction appears. Friends laugh at your goals. People say, "You've changed." Family advises you to be realistic. Comfort fights back, because growth threatens familiarity. At the same time, you begin seeing money differently. You realize saving alone isn't enough. Money sitting still slowly loses power. You discover compounding, the idea that small actions repeated over time become unstoppable. And this stage is where most people quit, because results are invisible. You're working harder internally than externally, planting seeds with no immediate reward. Ignition feels boring, but boring consistency builds extraordinary outcomes. You stop chasing speed, you focus on direction. Small investments, long-term thinking, patience over excitement, discipline without applause. And slowly, momentum begins. Stage 3. Acceleration. This is where life starts responding. Not instantly, but noticeably. You realize something powerful. Saving alone won't free you. Investing alone is slow. Acceleration requires cash flow, money that moves, money that multiplies effort. Your thinking shifts from, what job should I get, to, what problem can I solve? Because income grows fastest when value meets leverage. You begin experimenting. Side projects, skills, opportunities. Some fail. Actually, many fail, but failure stops feeling personal. It becomes data. You meet people ahead of you. Your environment changes. Your conversations change. You start thinking bigger, not because of confidence, but because exposure expands possibility. Acceleration depends on three forces: cash flow, earning beyond fixed income; connections, learning from people already moving forward; confidence, acting before certainty exists. Momentum becomes real. And for the first time, effort feels connected to progress. Stage 4. Expansion. This stage is dangerous, not because of struggle, but because of success. Money starts coming in, opportunities increase, life feels easier, and suddenly, ego wakes up. You want rewards, a better lifestyle, visible proof that you've made it. This is where many people unknowingly restart stage 1, just at a higher income level. Lifestyle inflation replaces financial growth, but true expansion requires restraint. Real wealth is often invisible. Quiet investments, assets instead of applause, ownership instead of appearance. Expansion means buying things that pay you back. Assets that grow while you sleep. Assets that separate income from effort. Here, money begins disconnecting from time. You're no longer trading hours for survival. You're building systems. And systems create stability without dependence. Stage 5. Mastery. Mastery isn't luxury. It isn't yachts or endless vacations. It's freedom, time freedom, choice freedom, mental freedom, the ability to decide how your days look, the ability to help others without fear of losing stability. At this stage, you understand something profound. Motivation fades. Systems remain. Success isn't built on inspiration. It's built on structure. Habits, processes, automations. Mastery means creating systems that work without your constant attention, businesses that run, investments that grow, knowledge that compounds. And something unexpected happens. Wealth stops being about you. It becomes about impact. You begin lifting others, teaching, creating opportunities, building legacy instead of income. Because true wealth is measured not just by what you keep, but by what continues after you. So if you feel ambitious but stuck, listen carefully. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're early in the process. Most people judge themselves during stage 1 without realizing growth happens in stages. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who move forward isn't talent. It's awareness followed by action. Small action, imperfect action, consistent action. Time doesn't wait. Comfort quietly kills dreams faster than failure ever could. Failure teaches. Comfort sedates. Most people will remain in stage 1 forever, not because they can't escape, but because they never question the system they're in. But you're here, you're thinking, you're learning, and that means something already shifted. The question isn't whether change is possible. The question is simple: will you move? Because the next stage doesn't arrive by luck. It begins with one decision, one habit, one step taken before you feel ready. If this story felt familiar, then maybe this isn't just motivation. Maybe this is your turning point. The next move is yours.